What's going on, people? Welcome to another Flex's View, man. And today's one's probably a little bit of an emergency one. So smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you haven't done so already, yeah? And get involved in the comments on this one because we got to defend our player. We do, we do. Listen, we've said so much, yeah, about Player FC and the players are done and we're not trying to, see the players survive, apart from a select few, yeah? The young crop, the young lads coming through, and that's Kobbie Mainoo, Garnacho and Rasmus. Now, listen, these players aren't world beaters right now, nor should they be by this level. And these are the players that we're tasking with, trying to put Man United on their back right about now. But in this case, it's Rasmus Højlund. And I have seen the piece that Samuel Luckhurst from the Manchester Evening News has done. Let me just go through the facts of what he said. He said a number of Man United players remain unconvinced by Rasmus Højlund and are reluctant to pass the ball to him. Now, to me, I think it's dangerous to sort of start putting out there like players don't want to pass to him and make it, come on top of Rasmus like it's his fault with what's going on. Now, is there criticisms in his game that he needs to improve on? Yes, because he's only just turned 20 not long ago and he's spearheading a meager attack at Man United with no help or no support for big money, which is not his fault. But does he need to improve on certain things? Yes. But to start doing this kind of thing that we've seen before as well, this is not the first time, not just Samuel Luckhurst, like the media, I'm not just going to just use this to abuse him, but the media has sort of piled on where it's like I said, it's like sieving for gold. There's going to be some part truths within there somewhere, but they always look for the extenuating line, the big, powerful piece to really rain home on the players. And the fact of the matter is this with Rasmus Højlund. This is a 19-year-old kid who came in from Atalanta last year. He scored 9 goals in the league campaign. He scored 16 goals in 42 games last year. This year, he scored 14 goals in 40 appearances. So it's about par. The kid's done excuse me, pretty much what he could have done with the resources that we've got. Now, did we expect Rasmus Højlund to be better than he is? Well, not really. I suppose there's bits in his game that he needs to brush up on, but so does every young player coming in to this Man United team and every young player in general. He gets no service pretty much all game. We don't play to him very often. We don't play through him very often. And we don't play for him very often. Now, that doesn't excuse, some of the things that are wrong in his game. I've said it many times before. He's very quick to engage in sort of the physical side of it. So he's ending up sort of fighting a lot and wrestling a lot. And I'm a striker myself, nowhere near that level. But that is actually the sort of striker I was. My manager always say, flex, arse and elbows, mate. Yeah, get in, win the foul. Do that. As a proper number 9, he does that. That's what he's on. But a lot of the time, he's not strong enough to hold up off a position or his layoff's not very good. He's got to learn. He did go for a purple patch just before that injury where he came back against Liverpool. And he scored some good goals. And all of them goals that he scored in that little period of time, even the types of goals he scored weren't put on a plate for him through teammates. The one against Villa comes from a corner. The one at Old Trafford where he gets the winner. Hits off McGinn, instinctive finish into the corner. The one against Luton, I think it was Mengi, passed it back, or someone passed it, or was it Osho? I can't remember. Someone passed it back, he's clean through on goal, had to take it. The second goal he scored against Luton, someone took a flash shot and he just sort of chested it in. Wasn't an assist. The one against Tottenham, Marcus Rashford going into blind alleys as usual. Someone tackles him. The ball just comes to Rasmus Højlund. He rasses it in the top corner of the net. He isn't being played through. The one against Galatasaray, Garnacho's clean through, should score or pass. Doesn't, takes a shot. The keeper saves it. It goes to Højlund. He gets a tap in. So, look, I'm not saying that, it's all, doom and gloom for Højlund and there's no criticism on his performances. But let's not sort of paint this picture that, if players are saying that, they don't have a right to be saying that. We don't want to pass to him. I'm sorry, this kid's fucking trying his ass off here with no help from Martial because he's been null and void for about 3 years now. No help from Rashford, who we can't rely on him to go play through the middle to help us out. No help from, senior teammates in terms of providing him chances or providing a stable environment for him to be able to play in or play through. So there's many reasons. And I just think we're not surprised. We've seen it happen so many times. in this field and at this club, whereby there's so many things wrong, but the media, as soon as they start seeing certain things, they just jump on it. It's not new, you know. Like we always say at United, it's hated, adored, never ignored. This is what sells papers. This is what, you know, is the big talking points. Whether Man United are doing good, bad, or indifferent, they're the talk of the town. We accept that. But some of the stuff is so scathing and so dangerous, in my opinion, for a young kid who's come in, who's been about par with the numbers that he's got last year, and he's got a few games to actually, you know, improve upon that, by the way. He's got, I think, 13 goals this year. Let me double check that. I'm sure he's got 13 goals this year. So that was, sorry, he's got 16. No, yeah, so last year, that was it, 13. 42 games, 16 goals. Like, that's, of course you want him to score more, but at the end of the day, he's a young kid. He's not going to be able to do that. And in this Man United team, it's the same with Kobbie Mainoo. It's the same with Alejandro Garnacho. Like, Garnacho looks dead on his feet now. Like, he's exciting because we have to keep giving him the ball and he'll keep going at people, but his end product's still not there yet. He's a work in progress. This is only his second season starting. And we're saying, Rashford ain't going to help you. He's not putting up big numbers, so you got to play more. Anthony for 80 million, he's not going to help you, and he's not going to start games anymore, so you've got to put in numbers. And Sancho's no longer here anymore. That's a whole nother debate. We don't need to talk about that, but he's also not here. So you have to do it all. Kobbie Mainoo, like, we've got Eriksen who's kind of past it now. Casemiro's doing madness. Amrabat not up to it. Okay, there's Bruno. McTominay, limited, but will get you a goal. Kobbie Mainoo's the only defender. Mason Mount injured all year. Kobbie Mainoo's the only kid, or the only player in our midfield who wants to take the ball and try and pass forward and show a little bit of technique on the ball and be comfortable with the ball at his feet and play ball. He's the only one. All right, you're 18, do it now. Play every single game since you've come back from injury. And actually, if you do get taken off like you did against Forest, we're going to have a meltdown, and I was part of that, because we know that there's nobody else. So it's a big problem. It's a real big problem. And if we don't provide nurturing environments that are conducive for these youngsters to play for us, we risk losing them. It's the same at any club. It's not enough in 5 years' time to say, you know, oh, Kobbie Mainoo, but he's Man United through and through, or Garnacho, he came through the academy, so he owes us this, or he owes us that. No, now we owe these kids the environment to be able to thrive. That's what we owe them. And of course, they owe us the commitment and the desire and the want to do well, which I think will happen. But I just really feel it for Rasmus Højlund. Listen, I do depict some of the parts of his games that he needs to improve upon. He's nowhere. Rasmus Højlund shouldn't be leading the line for Man United at this age with this lack of support. It's not his fault about the price tag, but it's also not his fault that he has to play game after game after game, wrestling against senior pros when he's not ready yet. And he's not, we can see he's not a 20-year-old Wayne Rooney who was ready, who's like, that's age don't matter, mate. This guy is, the guy. He's not that either. So the truth is that Rasmus Højlund is a good prospect for the future, and he's played his part where he could. Been unlucky with injuries, been unlucky with the way the team is and how sort of toxic it is at Man United. And then on top of that, he's got things he needs to work on because he's not quite polished yet. That's it. It's not players don't want to pass to him now and he's the no, like not at all. So I think it's dangerous journalism, and we have to back our players, especially the young lads who get it. And what should happen in the summer for me is that we don't go out and get another version of a Rasmus Højlund, which is another 20-year-old inexperienced striker. We've just bought the potential for the future for a big fee as well, by the way, 64 plus whatever million it is, 70 odd million pounds, which should never have happened in the first place. You talk about sins of the past. But we've already invested heavily into one for the future. For me, we need to get to the summer and buy somebody experienced. If that's an Ivan Toney, it's an Ivan Toney. Or somebody of that ilk who's ready to go now. You know, Garassi, I think he's like 28. Someone who's in there, either in their prime or ready to go. Because if we have, talking about Benjamin Sesko, yes, he's good, but he's two inexperienced young strikers. You know what I mean? And have we even had the chance to say, Rasmus Højlund, you're going through it a little bit. One, you're in bad form and you're tired. Take a back seat. Let me put someone else in. No, because where's Martial? No, because where's Rashford? There's nobody else, guys. So, I don't know. That's just really scathing. But I will say this. You don't get a free pass playing for Man United. If you're in the first team, it's going to come with a level of criticism. But youngsters, especially that trio, they're going to always get more grace and should get more grace than senior pros who are not doing their job properly. So my summary is ease off Rasmus. Don't try and create the narrative and get us to try and turn it in, because it's not going to happen. He's won for the future. He's done the best he could do in a turbulent season. He's got a decent goal return. And you know what? He's probably saving one for the final. How about that, Samuel Luckhurst? Yeah? Right about him then. Hopefully. Take care. Smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel.